Hi guys, welcome back to the Cocktails and Culture podcast with myself, Brigethia Arai.
And I'm Benjamin Coy.
And welcome to all of our guests.
Welcome. Yes, we're so excited to be here. As y'all know, this is our season 1 finale, and we are doing it big.
Period.
We invited some special guests to join us.
Yeah.
So let's start with Millie Pooh. Introduce yourself, tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, and
your favorite drink.
Your favorite drink.
My favorite drink. Okay. So I'm Millie Pooh. I'm Chamille Boyd. I'm an event planner here in DC. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. So me and Ben know each other from way back. Way back. Back before. I just have been a picture of us. Ooh, terrible picture.
Terrible.
No one will see it.
We will not see the light day.
Never. You will not
brought it up.
No, but like way back.
No, we know each other from very way back. But yeah, I live in DC now. I've been here for almost 8 years.
That's a long time. Okay, girl.
Yeah, I know. I'm good. Yeah, that's me. I went to Howard. That's it.
Favorite drink?
Favorite drink. Sorry. Okay. Favorite drink. If I am like out at a restaurant or something, usually I'll go for like a tequila mule. So like a mule but switch out for tequila or mezcal. I do love a good mezcal.
Also a mezcal.
Yeah.
Also a mezcal.
Ooh, I love a little smoky mezcal. I also have like there's some kind of liqueur, whatever. That's like not a tequila, not mezcal, but instead of it being like smoky, it's like spicy. It's a different kind of spicy.
Like
do you know what I'm talking about?
We had it before, Ben.
Herraduras?
What's it called?
Herraduras?
It's a tequila, but it's like real like spicy,
it's
like
good.
Something like that. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I tried it.
It's different.
I tried it in a like nice like cucumber drink. It was very delicious.
I can see that.
So yeah, I'll get that like at a restaurant, or like for like a happy hour or something. If I'm out at the club, I will either do a tequila shot or tequila cranberry. Tequila cranberry Red Bull.
You know what? That's okay.
I'm gonna give a disclaimer: is very bad for your heart. Because liquor is a downer and Red Bull is an upper, so it will kill you. So don't drink too many.
Yeah. Okay. So then, what's your cap? How many Red Bulls?
Ooh.
Is it just?
This is.
Oh wait, is it mixed?
Yeah, I couldn't mix in. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like a drink
like
and
Red
then the
Bull on the side, like
can.
they pour all the tequila for the Red Bull. You're just
Actually,
chugging it all night long.
Honestly, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Red Bull and like lemonade.
Yeah, people do vodka Red Bull all the time.
And honestly, like it tastes good. It keeps you awake.
As long as it keeps you awake.
Take you away, child.
Sometimes I don't need to be kept awake when I'm drinking tequila, so
Great point.
Making points.
Great point.
Making points. What else you
Points
say?
for me.
I am Sarah Brown. I have been in DC for about 2 years. I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia. I work in corporate finance currently, and I live in Camille's building, and so we all had gone out to the Femme Fatale party that we had looked up because we really love Beyonce, and we had a great time, so I'm happy to be here. My favorite drink, I would say, when I'm out, same, tequila shot, always, mainly because I'm already taking tequila shots before going out, so I'd probably just continue it. If I'm at a restaurant or bar, I like fresh, herby, maybe cucumber, and it can be tequila or vodka, depending on my night, but I like something fresh, something wake me up a little.
Okay.
That's what I like.
Okay.
What do you?
So my go-to drink.
Girl, who are you?
Oh my
He said y'all already know me.
Y'all already know who I am, so let's get to the drinks.
Hold on now. But my name is Vincent. I'm a Maryland native, from DMV, freelance photographer, and I'm also the executive director of Noir DC, which is a creative collective here in DC that creates opportunities for Black artists to show their work. And
Yes, we love to see that.
favorite drink when I go out, or like, you know, restaurant, whatever, ideal drink is a mojito, classic mojito. Love a good peach mojito. Yeah, it's just good. I don't know.
Refreshing.
Refreshing, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Ayana. I am from Miami, Florida.
Miami girl.
I relocated to DC about 2 years ago now. I'm also in finance. My favorite drink.
Yes.
I'm a beer and wine type of girl. Always. I love cold beer.
There is not
When
for
you
me.
have on tap, as soon as I sit at the bar, I'm looking.
On
You
tap.
should ask for the
No, for real.
Regular Stella, Peroni, things like that. I love
What about wine? Red wine, white
No,
wine?
I absolutely, really do not like red wine.
Really?
I'm a white wine type of girl. I like crisp, fresh. Like, I love a good Riesling. I
Love Riesling.
buy my
Yes.
own Riesling.
Okay.
Okay, love to see it.
Yes,
Okay.
I love Riesling. I will drink a Sauvignon Blanc if I'm like eating chicken or something. You know, wash it down.
It took me years to like red wine. Like I feel like I started liking just Riesling, then I got into other whites, and then eventually I started working my way into reds. And like I like it with steak.
Maybe
I like
that's
it
the way
sweet
I'm
bread.
going. I don't eat meat, so maybe that's
Oh,
why.
that may be,
But
yeah.
it just
Okay.
has like a taste that I don't really like.
Mhm.
Like
Red wine
sangria, I
is-
don't like sangria. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I
But if
don't
I'm
get
at a
sangria.
bar, like something, I'm going out. Tilos and soda is what I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah. I started with red wine actually.
Really?
Am I
You did the
backwards?
reverse?
I started with like dry red wine,
Okay.
and then I went into sweet, and then I like explored whites and rosés. Yeah.
I used to
So
think of rosé.
I'm not a rosé girl.
I have to be in the right
Rosé
mood
has
for
been
rosé.
everywhere lately.
Rosé is
What
very
about frozen?
summery. It's very.
I like a frozen.
I like a frozen.
But actually, I would say frozen is probably the only frozen drink that I would.
Drink.
Yeah, I'm not
We do
really.
frozen margaritas.
Yeah, I'm the frozen.
I can do it, but it's not my first.
Frozen drinks I can't drink fast enough. So
Yeah.
I
Like
like it.
frozen drinks.
And you don't get
Yeah.
as drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, like
But it does hit you
Yeah.
when it catches up with you.
And
Oh,
you
for
haven't had
sure.
it shortly after.
That is also true.
That's why I can't. Rosé, I'm sick of rosé from being a can. I just cannot.
I don't really like
They think
rosé.
rosé all day.
Rosé is very like overplayed.
Yeah.
It's very
Like,
good.
like in the summer, like it's
Yeah,
just like.
it's rose, 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 rose,
Okay.
rose.
Excuse me. I don't want to rosé. Tequila, please. No, I do not want
Rosé,
any more.
I got you about a rosé. Well, then I had the black girl rosé.
Yes, and I was
Oh, I haven't tried that.
it was so good.
They have a black girl Riesling too that I want to try.
You haven't made the black,
It's so-
the black
it's so
rosé.
tricky.
And I loved
They
it.
actually have it
Yeah.
at our store.
I actually, that whole line, the Black Girl Magic,
Black girl, yeah.
red, white, and the pink,
Yeah.
pink, the rosé, delicious.
And the pink.
And the pink.
Has anybody in here tried an orange wine?
No.
Okay, orange wines are really
Like
good.
citrus?
I'll probably.
They're like, it's the color, but it's made from a different type of grape and they're fermented for a different amount of time or whatever. I used to work with a sommelier who, whatever, and and so I was introduced to orange wines. Those are very interesting and different. They're fresh, like a lot of them are like appley and just
Was
like
it the floral?
yeah, they're like, I think they're more fruity than floral,
Okay.
but I've only tried like a few, so I'm sure they have a vast array, but like orange wines are really cool and like different.
I've never heard that. I'll look
No,
that
me
up.
either.
A lot of
I love
Japanese
people
wines
like
are
that.
like that. Are they very sweet?
Mhm.
They're not super, I wouldn't say they're super sweet, like, I've tried maybe 4 in the time that I worked with him, and it's more of a like, it was more of a like showy thing when we were like, we went around to different law firms and did tastings, and so like, as he was talking about them, I kind of realized, but like, they were really good and different, so like, anytime I go to like, a store that has a very big wine collection, I'll ask for like, oh, do you have any orange wines? They usually come from a certain region, but I can't remember where, but they're really good.
I'm gonna have to try that.
We're taking notes for the next season. Yeah, we're getting mules, mojitos, orange wine.
Yeah.
It's on there. Yeah.
So I would say I'm definitely a tequila girl, as you guys know. But I'm not a shot girl. You know, I'm not
Yeah, I
a shot
learned that.
girl. I be getting too lit off shots.
Yeah, we'll learn that.
We got it. if y'all want me to last the whole night out, I cannot be taking too many shots.
What's
So
your
steady
cap?
with the waist.
Yeah.
Rinse.
I really, if I could not get peer pressured,
Don't be looking at me like. I made sure she had water. I made sure she had juice.
You did.
But if we take it,
I'm kidding.
I had too many tequila shots that night too. Don't worry.
Honestly, I only would only want to do one, but I really don't want to do any. I will keep having drinks, but I just a shot just really takes me a little out, and I be trying to last. I'm trying to be out outside. We've been in the house for 2 years during COVID. I'm trying to be outside, so I gotta brace myself. You know?
Me and Camille were just talking about that. I feel like my tolerance has gone so down.
Yes, I get
Mine is going down.
Like mine.
So I was drinking a lot more, a lot more often.
Same actually.
And so post-pandemic, not that the pandemic is over, but now, it's definitely a different kind of tolerance. You know.
So yeah, I definitely always would go for a tequila. Love a margarita. I always substitute vodka with tequila if I'm doing like a mojito or a lemon drop or anything that I personally enjoy that is not with tequila. I always want to go change it up for tequila. What about you?
Well, okay, if I'm going out, if we're going out on the town, the nightclub, it's definitely a tequila shot. I'm about 3-4 in, like, you know, before we leave. I love a good pregame. So the tequila shots are for the pregame. When we're at the bar, at the club, I am a tequila sunrise. But please, equal parts orange juice and grenadine. Don't give me too much grenadine if you really could just leave out the grenadine.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, because some of the brands of the grenadine is bleh. And I would just prefer,
A lot of restaurants in DC, because grenadine tastes really good in Corona.
I don't know, you might be influencing me a little
If
bit.
you don't like beer, it's island thing. You can put.
So let's get to the drinks we have this evening. So we have a really refreshing drink. It has it's a watermelon margarita. It has tequila, of course, fresh watermelon pieces, watermelon lemonade, fresh watermelon juice, and a splash of ginger ale. Very refreshing.
So
Very
make this
fresh.
at home, y'all. It's good.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is a good summer ender. Love that.
At the end of the summer.
Getting a little heavy on your
I know.
Cheers.
That tequila, that's not up to me. So, let's really get into it. First of all, again, thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for being a part. As y'all know, we talk about everything under the sun. So, let's start with a game. We're gonna test your knowledge. So, as you know on the show, we talk about a lot of things. We love reality TV. We do a lot of reality TV review, but specifically for our housewife franchises. So, I'm gonna say a quote.
We're gonna lose the game.
No, listen. These are like iconic quotes, though.
Okay.
Most of
I
them.
might know some.
So you'll know them, like Nene, Cynthia, Cynthia, Portia. Oh, you know these people. Mill.
I know Nene.
Which one said you got the white fridge?
Oh.
That's Nene. Okay.
What is this, honey?
I had to move out of Kanye's house of horrors, so I thought this was the best option for me on a short notice.
This is not where I live. This is where you live, honey. Let me see what's going on. Oh, Elvis, show me around. Oh, let me see. I was shocked, honey. I was in tears almost. And they had a white refrigerator. I was like, oh, not a white refrigerator. Girl, please put your shoes on. Let's go find you a home, honey. Ooh.
Okay, so I'm gonna say a quote. We're gonna say a quote. We're gonna do our best to say it just like them, so then like that'll pick up on it.
Okay.
And then you guys just guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the game.
You watch that.
So the game is called Guess the Housewife. And since you guys are kind of already in 2-on-2s, you'll be teammates together.
Yes.
So, okay. So
Caveat, you guys are gonna win. Without a doubt. Don't worry.
So me and Benji will go kind of like back and forth, and let us read the question out, and whoever raises their hands first on whatever side, that is who's gonna get the chance to answer. Yes.
Is it multiple choice?
No.
You know what? We can make it multiple choice.
Just give me the names
I'll
of
give
the
the names.
I'll shout either way.
Yes.
Anybody on the franchise, and they can just guess. So we'll give 4 on the franchise, and they can guess from those.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. 3 names.
Okay.
I can't think right
Should I tell you the franchise too for each one? That'll be easier. Come on. Let's make it.
It
Let's
really
level
makes
set it.
It's not gonna make a difference.
Okay. Well, we'll give you 3
Unfortunately,
names.
I have not watched a single episode of Housewives in my life.
You can give us fake names.
Like at all? That's okay.
Why are you kicked off the podcast?
You might.
I'm just kidding. I'm like,
Security, no.
A lot of the things that you're gonna say have been on social media.
Yeah.
So I use the code.
Yes.
You need the fresh.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know most of them. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is from the Real Housewives of Potomac, and the quote is, "People come for me all the time, they just don't find me." 3 options: Candace Dillard, Karen Huger, or Giselle Bryant. People come for me all the time, they just don't find me.
I'm gonna go with Karen.
Karen!
Yes.
I heard
Good job. We should have told y'all. Make sure y'all watch every season.
I am so excited. You did. She did say you did.
I would have watched the
Oh,
whole
no.
franchise.
I didn't watch Housewives of Potomac. That was a good guess.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm an icon. You're an ex-con. Bitch, bye.
Oh, I know.
Is this, do I say the franchise?
No.
No, okay. So is this Nene Leakes? Is this Cynthia Bailey? Or is this Kenya Moore?
I want to say it's Nene.
Is it Kenya Moore? It was Kenya.
Yes.
Was it tomorrow?
Yes. Okay.
Because Marlo.
Alrighty, so this one is from Atlanta. So nasty and so rude. Is this Nene Leakes, Sheree Whitfield, or Candy Burris? So nasty and so rude.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess Nene.
Nene Leakes.
I would guess Nene.
Y'all, you gotta go again.
I was thinking every time I said her, she's disgusted by
They're
something.
going back and forth.
I can't get 2 buzzers.
Was Phaedra also a part of that dialogue?
That was that Phaedra?
I was gonna say
Either Phaedra or Kenya, but yeah, it was back and forth on one of the reunions.
So nasty.
So nasty.
So rude.
So rude.
Okay.
She said that.
Next phrase. Who gonna check me, boo? This, you already know her? Who?
Give us the option.
What's the option?
Give us an option.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even give them the options though.
Oh.
But you was confident, girl. So I know.
But she never said that.
Okay.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Oh shit.
Okay. So options is Kim Zolciak, Kenya Moore, or Sheree Whitfield.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Okay. Then I know.
You wanna go?
Right?
Yes!
Did she say that on like a reunion episode?
No, so that came from when she was arguing with the event planner, and he was like getting up in her face, and he was like, "You need to be checked." She's like, "Who gonna check me, boo?"
That's
I feel like I need to watch Housewives.
I know.
One thing I
Yeah.
know from Housewives is that one long ass read that Nene gave that one girl about her husband and her children. And no, it wasn't Nene. It wasn't Nene. It
Talking about
was
Phaedra.
Phaedra.
But what she will know is that he needed $5 to buy himself a medium size pizza. So he ejaculated in the cup so you can have a pizza. Now check that. Now, Phaedra ate that up.
I know that.
She ate that right up.
Very intense.
I was trying to get her.
I would have got up.
Let's see.
Okay, we'll take one more.
Tried her. And it was all true.
It was.
Yikes.
That's what
Let me see. Let's see. Okay.
Size pizza.
Alrighty, this one is from Real Housewives of Potomac, and it says, "I'm still the baddest thing walking and the most anointed thing talking."
Ooh.
Is this Giselle Bryant? Is it Robin Dixon? Or is it Ashley Darby?
Giselle.
What'd you say?
I'm going with Giselle.
All right, Giselle. So
I think we're winning. I think we're winning.
We'll do one more. Okay, we'll do one more.
Okay.
What's the score? 2-2.
3-2.
Y'all doing good.
Y'all catching up.
All right. Okay. Okay. I'm cashing Trump checks.
Ooh.
Is it Kenya Moore, Sheree Whitfield, or Nene Leakes?
I feel like.
Yes.
Oh,
Hey. She risen.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, y'all.
We were going for me.
I was rooting for y'all.
Y'all want to do one more?
We can do one more.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. Just for fun.
Winner takes all.
Okay, winner takes all for real. Okay.
That's a surprise.
Give us a hard one.
Okay.
Harold, don't
I'll do
ask.
this one. Let me see this one. Okay, this is the hard one. This actually is not from The Housewives.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll have a chance.
So, this is from Married to Medicine.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, from Married to Medicine, the Atlanta franchise. Are we at the strip club or the beauty supply? This is either Quad, Dr. Heavenly, or Dr. Simone. Are we at the strip club or the beauty supply? Talk amongst yourselves first, decide, and then we'll see what y'all say.
So, I think we know. We have an answer.
Okay? You have your answer? It's either Quad, Dr. Simone, or Dr. Heavenly. Okay.
Should we
Camille?
spit it out at the same time?
No, you go first.
Dr. Heavenly, perhaps?
Okay.
Yeah. Dr. Heavenly.
Incorrect.
Oh, second guess.
Okay, second guess.
Let me go.
Oh, wait. Talk about yourselves first.
Quad
Wait,
Nicole?
wait, wait.
I know.
Okay, so it's not, you said both guys said Heavenly, so either Quad or Dr. Simone.
We're gonna go with Simone.
Okay. We're going to go with Quad.
You said,
Simone.
you said?
Quad.
Okay, the winner is Quad! Yes! So we have our champion.
No.
Well, we said winner takes all.
It's 4-3.
Okay, 4-3. Okay, 4-3. Well, you're both winners!
If y'all had the opportunity to interview Beyonce, Rihanna, your favorite celebrity, but you could only ask them one question, what is it?
That is a good question.
Wait, is this like a serious question or is like a question?
Answer
My question, if I was like if I was here, like if I was mentally not starstruck by Beyonce, I would ask her, where are the visuals from the Formation World Tour?
Did you forget?
I'm not talking about the visuals from the Renaissance album, we need those too. But where is the concert recording from Formation?
She said you should have paid.
That's what I would like to see. She told us that, if you went to the concert, it's in your mind.
Yeah.
She said, we're playing in your mind. No, for real.
She said you have the
Beyonce.
memories locked in.
We want the visuals for Renaissance, but we also want the Formation World Tour. We need those. But on a serious note, I think I would also ask her, like, she's really good about being private when it comes to, like, negativity. She's really good about being private when it comes to just her shit regardless. And so I would like to know, how does she cope with that? Like, how does she keep it in silence? Does she write it down? Does she have people that she talks to on a regular? Does she have a therapist? What's her outlet?
She's got secret Twitter.
I'm sure it's music. You're true. You're probably right. That's what it is.
Because I think a lot of times we kind of think like, dang, like, do Beyonce even know what's going on? And then we hear a song.
No, she
she
knows.
talking about everything.
They know. There's been like people talking about Jay-Z was popping in a Twitter live chat the other day. Like Jay-Z popped in, they were talking about people. I swear, I know Jay-Z and Beyonce stay on live. They know what's going on.
I really feel like Beyonce is one of these stan accounts that we follow. Yeah, I really feel like Legion is Beyonce.
I would believe it.
Because so much stuff that they share happens,
Yeah.
and it's so like correct that there's Ain't no way.
Maybe she hired her.
Maybe she hired someone
Maybe
there.
it's her team.
It could be her team.
Maybe it's Chloe.
Oh god.
No, I don't think it's Chloe. It could be Chloe.
It could be.
Chloe could be reporting back.
It could be anybody.
She is. She's active on
Beyonce got her ear. She knows what's going on.
Definitely.
Like, what's that? I can't think of the song right now, but she has said something about Demon Time. Oh, the
Savage.
Savage with Beyonce, and that was the whole thing with like Justin LeBoy and all that. And like she be knowing what be going on. She
Fix
knows
TikTok while I dance.
Like, she knows.
Yeah.
No, Jay-Z had that line, he was like, oh, you know, they call me dad, or like they call his dad kiddingly online, and he knows they all get on there and say mom, dad, and all their stuff.
Yeah.
And we do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, they be watching.
I would say,
Hey, parents.
for me, it would be along the lines like privacy. Like, I want to know how does she like just balance the two of like personal life and then like wanting to just be quote unquote normal and like have opinions. Like, does her and Kelly and their little friends, they have their little group chat and they talk about, girl, not Carisha Day and Diddy now.
Yeah, like regular stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now did you see Carisha Lee's episode?
Right, she on T.
Right, does she know T? Like, I know she know T.
I know she's not a she.
But I just wonder, like, how does she balance? Because I find that with myself, like, I think of, like, I don't post certain things on social media because I just be feeling like, well, career stuff, and then just, like, I'll keep it with my friends. Like, certain stuff, I
Some
just
stuff you gotta keep
choose.
for yourself.
Yeah, certain stuff I just choose not to display publicly. You know what I mean? Like, certain conversations. But, like, I just wonder, how does she balance that being Beyonce? And with Rihanna, man, so many questions. Like, how does it feel to be like an immigrant and to like have so much success and have it like in her family's name, and like people don't realize how like impactful that is to being like an immigrant, to being poor, to now being a billionaire, and like being the person that employs thousands of people. Like, I want to know like her perspective on that. So.
That's a great question.
That was a good question.
You know what I'd ask Beyonce?
What?
If she'd taught me.
And that's I love that.
Period.
And maybe she said yes.
You don't need to adopt me. I'll be your living nanny. I'll take care of the kids.
Oh my God, y'all, I really be forgetting that Beyonce got 3 kids.
And Rihanna, I'm like, well, I need to have a baby at this point. Because
But speaking of, though, Rihanna is such a trendsetter. I mean, we already know this, but like, going to Fashion Week and actually like seeing it in real life. So, no, I didn't see her, but like, just on the blogs, like, okay, obviously, not Beyonce, Rihanna has like owned her body while being pregnant. You see the belly out and like naked belly, not covered, you know what I'm saying? On the runway, there have been lots of crop tops that are cropped and just the belly is out, but then like the rest of the shirt is like attached to the shirt. So really all you're seeing is the belly. Now coming up in H&M and Zara are these shirts that have the same thing. I'm like, damn, this is really Rihanna's impact of, like, that was just so crazy to me. So
Impact is real.
Impact, influence is real.
Rihanna is one of the, well, I think she is still the most marketable celebrity.
Absolutely, yes.
Because she balances so well the being relatable, but also we really don't know her business.
Yeah.
And that's where I think for me, like I love Beyonce and Rihanna both equally, but for me, Rihanna, I just feel like she's just like one of us. Beyonce just feels like, to me, like idolized, like up here. Like, so that's why I feel more connected in certain ways to Rihanna, because I feel like she talks about more of just like who she is. She's owning her new body now that she's had a baby, like all of that. She's just like, bitch, I'm me.
I feel like Rihanna brings us in more, and Beyonce just like, for a good reason. Every time anything does come out, Beyonce is top news.
Rihanna does it in such a, like, we don't know really what is, like, we really don't know anything too much about what Rihanna have going on, but some way she's able to make us feel like connected with her, and I think that's like amazing.
Do you think that it's a bit different because of Rihanna has Fenty, and how she goes about marketing Fenty is a bit more forward facing compared to like Beyonce?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Because if she didn't have Fenty, do you think she will be as connected to her?
No, I think, well, I'm gonna say the difference with how Beyonce is why Beyonce is there and Rihanna is here. Rihanna shares more of her life, period. Beyonce has gone on record and said multiple times that I really don't want to be a public figure. I want to be known for my artistry and known for my music. So that's why now, if you talk to Beyonce, you're talking to her through her music, her artistry. She has gone on record and said, because Nina Simone also had that type of mentality, and so Beyonce just adopted that, and she's like, unless it's music, I really don't have to share
music or her
anything
writing her
else
own
about
magazine features, or she
Yeah.
controls what's
She
in
control, and also because press,
Did not know that.
yeah,
She's
because
like, all her
press,
she wrote herself.
the media, they can take things and do
And twist.
So yeah, she's very
She's
in
very in
charge
control of the story that's
of
out
all of
there.
that. Yeah,
And also
and that goes
Rihanna's
back to her wanting to be more known for the art and not who she like. I don't want to say like
As it
who she
should.
is.
And
but,
Rihanna
like,
is technically a millennial. Well,
I
she
was gonna
is.
say, I think Beyonce has like
Oh, she's a little-
small amount of seniority
Yeah.
over Rihanna. Like she's
Yeah.
been doing it longer,
Yeah.
She's
but
a little
they
more
have
seasoned.
both become household names.
Yeah.
yes.
You know, while doing so. But I think
And-
she's gonna get there.
Yeah.
And a
She'll
lot
get
of
there.
times, I think too, like there's not many artists that was able to get extremely successful how Beyonce is with just doing music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rihanna didn't
Had to
even get a billionaire
diversify.
status
Yeah.
just with her
Just
music.
music.
She got a lot with that, but she stepped outside of that, and I think that's important to do. Like once you start getting this money, like making it in other ways, and Beyonce does too, but she doesn't.
But Beyonce
Like-
can do like skincare, makeup,
Yeah.
like Beyonce. And
She had little collections back in the day, for
Little-
like
little
people, but
stuff.
not like Rihanna. Is doing, you know.
Like, and I think that's really, really huge. With that though, do y'all think that Renaissance is Beyonce's?
I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Farewell.
I'm getting my
Did you
concert
say that?
ticket money
So-
ready because it could be the last.
No.
I, as a diehard Beyonce stan, as a president of our local Beyonce Beehive Club chapter, yes,
Okay.
I do feel like in some way this 3-act project is like a sayonara. Mostly because she said it 20 years ago. She said, all I'm really gonna do when I'm 40 and above is just
Have a family.
have a family. And she's accomplished the thing. She has a successful collaboration with Adidas through Ivy Park.
Jay's not
She
gonna
has-
make more albums. He's not gonna be touring a ton. She's
Exactly.
like,
She has the kids. She has the family life she wants. She has really. Beyonce doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another reason why there's no push to get these visuals out, because she's just like, girl, here.
You think
I'll do
three
it when I
parts
feel like
are
it.
the music, the visuals, the tour?
So
That's
at first I thought about that. At first that's what I thought it was just like you said, you know, that. But in her interview or in the
feature.
in the cover of the album for Renaissance, she said that this 3-act project was recorded throughout this time. So I'm thinking that means that there are actual three albums, which would also support the reason why there aren't any visuals yet.
Yeah.
Because there's probably, you know, another album
Big
coming,
visual at the end.
and then a huge visual at the end.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm gonna obviously like love Beyonce, but I feel like she literally owes us nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I mean, outside of I do want the visuals from
Yeah.
this.
Don't get
And the tour.
twisted.
But I'm just saying, like, I would be, even though I always miss her music, but I just feel like she's done her part. Like, I don't feel like, especially giving us 3 albums, that's crazy. At one time, like that's a lot of work. So
3 good albums.
right. So I'm still listening to Renaissance.
Oh.
Listen to
It's
us
still
to
being
get
played
ready.
every
Get
single
ready.
day.
So much. Like it's been.
It's been
Every
too
day
much. It's still
already.
being
Are you
played.
serious?
Still being
Yeah.
played.
And it's
Yeah.
so good.
It's so good. There's
She
it's just a feel good album. It's
It's
just
a feel good album.
It just makes
It's
you
next. It's like looking forward to the future of like what music is. Her and Meg both with like the house,
And it's
the
gonna be such a
influences.
huge influence to other music. Like I feel like when we went out, 2 weeks ago, like we were dancing.
yeah.
yes.
Me and Sarah were just talking about this. Like a lot of times you'll go to the club and it's like the whole like section culture, like whatever. People not really dancing. People just like drinking whatever.
That's a DC thing though.
It might be
It
a
might
DC
be.
thing.
I honestly believe it is everywhere. Like you have like we're in that age group where it's like people don't really dance like that. But I feel like DC is like
It's big.
that is a DC thing. Yeah.
It could also
I think it's the straight clubs versus.
Yeah, that's about to say.
Yeah.
It could also be that. But no.
Yes.
Because it could be the straight clubs, but I will say there's also queer parties where it's the same. If you don't got a section, you just standing around.
And
Like
also Rosemart.
Okay, yeah.
Rosemart.
I went to visit home in July, and like I went out with my sister, and it was like not like section specifically, but it was just like no dancing, just like standing, at the bar, talking. You know, like, and it wasn't.
Okay, guys, coming back from the commercial break.
Had to pay them bills.
So we're gonna get into some of the culture. Okay, we're gonna talk. So this is called Step Into the Culture, where we just kind of talk about different scenarios, and we're gonna like basically get all you guys' opinions on it. Okay? So in season 1 of Insecure, HBO, that's on HBO.
Yeah.
Issa Rae, if you guys watch it or not, viewers if you watch it or not. We saw the struggles of Issa and Lawrence's relationship. Lawrence was out of a job and he was really depressed, which eventually led Issa to step outside of her relationship and cheat. First question. Would you be able to deal with the stressors of your partner being out of work and having to take care of them?
Yes.
Question really quick. So do you feel like it's a time frame for you? Like it's like, okay, or it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait until he figures it out, or just in general, we're not.
I think you gotta see the right steps being taken. Like, he was not finding the opportunity.
That's what it is.
I think if you're putting in the work to make sure, you know, you're not like sitting at home.
That's what it is.
Because I think with Lawrence on the show, it's not that he wasn't completely, he wasn't really trying,
Yeah.
he really was just chilling, and I think his depression started to take a little bit more of a front seat. So it was like, you coming home from work, you had a stressful day, and she really didn't love her job either, but she still was working. But you coming home and you seeing your man stinking on the couch for hours, and you like, what are you doing? Like, and it's been a minute now. It's like, okay, what's going on? But I understand if you love somebody, you know, it's like, okay, what about you?
I think it really depends on the circumstances. But I think once like effort really, because it's like you have time, you have money, you have effort, you have energy. Once effort and energy and time, once effort and energy like diminished completely, or just like thoughtfulness and like mindfulness, that's when I was just like, okay, like I don't know what you want me to do. You know what I mean? Like,
now I'm giving too much.
Now I'm
You're
giving
not
too
getting
much,
fed.
and I'm not getting fed. And it's like the person that I am a giver.
Yeah.
I am a very hard lover, like, and so like
And it's hard when you're dating and you're not married when that happens. Because you're dating and you're like, how much am I committed to this? How long is this gonna go? Like, are we really in this? And then when you're putting that amount of effort in, it means that you're putting it in because you're thinking in the terms of your life together. And if he's not thinking in the terms of your life together,
I also think age plays a factor because we're all in our 20s.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a little different. Like if you're a little older, then it's like, okay, but I think, I mean, granted, if you're in a relationship in your 20s and you feel like it's worth it or whatever and stuff like that, but a lot of us, it's kind of tricky in your 20s, right? Because on one spectrum, it's like you're super young, you can just be starting off college, you can still be in grad school, you can be, and then some people our age has kids or are married. So I really think it depends also where you are in life, because it's like at our age, I mean, I'm 28, so I'm on the end stick of my 20s, so like, yeah, so I kind of expect, unless like you're school to be a doctor or something, I personally just expect, like, I'm not saying you have to have it all figured out, but I expect that you would have, for the most part,
I didn't get myself to a certain point where you should have been.
Exactly. But if you're a little younger, like when I was 22 or 23, it's like, we all broke college students. I mean, I can't really expect much out of you. Like, you know, we're all young, like, you know, but I'm saying like when I was 23, but I mean I was in grad school when I was 23, but when I was like 21, I mean, I had my little work study job, girl. What I have money, so how am I expecting somebody else to have money?
Had I still been in college dating this guy who's in
but you
medical
were
school,
different part.
But we're in different spaces of life, like, and I thought it would be like, you know, it would work just fine, but like.
It's hard.
It was hard. It was really hard, and it was something that I didn't want to like. You know.
No, but I think it's good that you choose
like,
what you wanted to do for yourself, and I think that's important because, like you said, you want him to be focused on his, and that's for me. Like when I was in my journey of like grad school, because I jumped right in after undergrad, like. That was the most important to me. So no man was getting like I had to finish my degree.
Yeah.
That was the most important for me.
Exactly.
Like yeah, it's fun, but like honestly, no guy was like that important to me during that time. But Because baby, I was getting that master's degree. I was working hard, so I like okay. I'll enjoy you for a little bit.
And I get that, and I feel like if you are not the type to be able to like balance and multitask your priorities, like, and you're someone who's pursuing a degree, law degree. Like I talked to my cousin who he's a lawyer and he's extremely successful, and so when I was going through this breakup, like I was talking to my cousin a lot. He was like, "Well, I would have done the same thing that he did." I was like, "Okay." He was like, "But I wouldn't have been in a relationship."
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And so that was like this whole thing, and so I get it. Like
you can't have your cake and eat it too.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's you gotta do one or the other, and I want success for all of the people that I love, obviously. But in order for you to do that, you have to make certain sacrifices, and so a relationship is not one of those things that it feels like you might be able to do at this point.
Yeah.
Not saying that you can't, but
at
just
that point,
for what I needed.
And you were sacrificing yourself.
I was
as well,
sacrificing
so
myself a lot. And mind you, like I'm a busy bitch. So it wasn't like he was the only one that had some shit going on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so like it was just like, but I figured out a way how to balance it and make it like manage it.
Right.
Exactly.
So
that's what's important.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you said something that was very like poignant. If I can see the work, if I see you putting in the work, but at the same time, I still need that effort. I still need to feel like you are still working on that, but still working on me at the same time. Yeah.
I need to feel important to you.
Yes, I need to feel like a priority.
A priority to you.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why Issa left, because she wasn't feeling a priority.
At all.
Now, what I do not condone
is the cheating.
It's cheating.
Yeah.
Should have just left.
Should have just left.
But
she was in a tough spot.
I think when you're in it, especially she was in it for such a long time, and like being in a 4-year relationship. I don't cheat and anything like that. But like, I think it is hard when you feel so stagnant with a partner and you feel like you want, like you know you have this connection, you know you love each other, but there's this block and you can't communicate through it, and that's what I imagine.
Because when you think about it, realistically, men don't really always care about how much money we make as women, like in a relationship, like they don't really care. Like for the most part, it's just like, okay, I have my own money. Like you're good, like I don't care. A lot of times, guys that I've encountered, like they don't really care as much about how you make your money. So if it's on the flip side, like I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. Like on the flip side, it's like if you're the one that kind of has to hold it down for the moment. I think to me, I mean, it's not ideal, but if I care about the person, I love them, and I see them trying to make strides, and like they're in school or they're working towards something, it's like possibly, we can maybe make it work.
Yeah. I think you have to hold yourself accountable and hold yourself to like a deadline, and like when you start to see the energy fading and everything, know when to call it quits.
And be honest with yourself on what you are able to tolerate and like what you're happy with versus what is making you miserable.
Like communication. Sometimes a lot of relationships may fall short.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like sometimes like these types of conversations are hard to have with other people, especially somebody that you may be in a relationship with. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and then it's a difficult conversation to have. So I feel like if you communicate and it's something that you feel like you can do, then maybe. But I don't know. But I think it just depends on the person. I've never been in that. I don't know what I would do. I honestly don't know. I feel like I liked what you said about the effort. Like it's important to see somebody actually trying. Like I don't know.
Because sometimes we all get down on our luck. Like,
sometimes
we're all going through
it. If we're in a partnership, I need to be able to hold you up. Like,
and it's in the same way that I would hope that one day, if I did
not
have a child, my hands would be down.
And if it ever gets to that point, and you don't, then I'm pissed.
Then I'm because I did it for you. Now you better do it.
And it depends on dynamic, because there's obviously relationships that we see where the man is more of like a stay-at-home versus like the woman or whatever. Like there's different roles, right, in relationships that people play, and it works. Like one of my cousins, she's like in marketing, has her own business and stuff, and like she's not married yet, but she said like she would prefer a man that has more of a like regular lately, I'm not like trying to offend whatever, but like a teacher or somebody that has more of a like because she's like even like working in PR, it's really, my professor always said, it's not a traditional 9 to 5. Like it's all the time. It's always it's like go, there's always an event, there's always something, there's always flying here, doing this, there's always something going on. And I even realized that, like, when I have children one day, like, right now I can't, some of the days that I have, I honestly can't imagine coming home and I have kids there. I'm like, man, I really can't imagine. And I do, like, I realize that my career is very, like, it's just a lot.
It's a lot.
So, I'm definitely gonna have a village of people outside of me and the person that I have children with, because it's a lot. Like, I realize that, like, I'm not gonna probably be able to be at every single thing all the time, you know, like, I'm gonna have to make it work. But, you know, I think it depends on what you want. Like, you know, it just depends, and, like, hopefully we're blessed to be able to create that village and have people to help you raise your family and all that, but it really just depends. What about you?
Yeah, I think definitely agree with what everyone is saying. I think that the depression side of, like,
That's a hard
out of your life is just tough.
Yeah.
But definitely, I feel like you can't just, like, tap out because it's rough. I mean, granted, it's easier said than done, but that effort to still, like, try and, like, get back on your feet, especially when you're in it's easier to be, like, depressed or whatever when you're single, but when you're in, like, a relationship, like, you can't really afford to be down too long because it's affecting, like, other people, you know what I mean? So.
Well, like, you have to have those tough conversations sometimes when it is that situation where you're like, I know you're struggling because you're getting no after no after no, and I know that's disappointing.
Right.
But I'm struggling, so, like, we gotta find a way to.
And I think too, like, again, like, for instance, just to go back to insecure, it's like, okay, you come home, he's on the couch, she's on the couch, whatever, like, they're just laying there, you're acting, right? But it's like, right.
Yeah,
you got comfortable,
But he didn't think she would leave.
Right. But think about the dynamic of, like, okay, even if he was out of a job, but then when you came home, he made sure dinner was ready. And it's like, okay, I want you to get a job, but thank you for making an effort. Right, because it makes life easier. And that's why, like, for me, when we even get in the topic of working, like, as far as, like, being in a relationship with somebody, and, like, you know, there's always conversations about, you know, the man, how much money a man make, and, like, you know, he need to pay all my bills and whatever. But for me, it's like, there's no way that you actually think that I'm gonna, like, have a career and go to work and do all these things and all of this, and then I'm gonna split the bills too on top of taking care of our kids, working home, and all that. Like, to me personally, I just feel like, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't pay for anything. I'm just saying, like, if I'm gonna be, I need to just be at home.
Yeah. There needs to be some sort of equity.
Yeah,
like, that's what it is.
A lot of women today, like, you don't realize, like, a lot of the women of our, especially in black families, like, the women held it down. Like, my grandmother held it down. Like, my grandmother came from Florence, Alabama, poor, went to Syracuse University, got a degree. Her mother barely got, like, a grade school education. So, like, and even my grandmother on my father's side, like, they were married for almost 60 years, and, like, that's what I seen my grandfather go to work, and he took care of his kids and his family and all that. But it's like, a lot of times now with us young people, it's like, they expect for you to be like, you have to work this job, and you want me to, like, I mean, come on now, we gotta have some type of.
Men aren't gonna go work 40 years.
But then we gotta, all you do is just go to work, and then you come home and, like, you pay the bills, but it's like, you want the woman also to have a full-time job, and she's doing way more than you because she's, or whoever is in that role. But, like,
I think it's about creating equity in your relationship. Like, if you're both working and everything, then it's also about when you come home, you're both taking on the household roles. Who's making dinner tonight?
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it needs to be both. If we're both working, that's perfectly fine.
It should be every night when I get home, what's for dinner?
Right, like, no,
you just did.
Both of us are tired. Both of us are tired. Both of us are stressed. Both of us have things to do. Both of us are busy. Like, it just needs to be some sort of, like, give and take. Like, we're not always, like, I'm not always gonna have 100%. You're not always gonna have 100%. We're not even always equal gonna have 50%. But we need to be able to pick up the slack for each other. So it can't be I'm always providing 80 and you're providing 20. Like, that's insane. Like, it has to be, okay, this day, this was a really hard day for me, and so this is 80. This is a really hard day for you, and so you're the 20. Like, whatever it is,
right? We can switch.
We can switch it up. It doesn't have to be the same every single time. You know what I mean? But the effort has to be there from both sides. It's just not gonna work. It means so much. Effort and intention, and, like, just, like, being willing to, like, you know, ask, like asking about, you know, what can I do? What can I do? You know what I mean? Like, it's very
just
paying attention.
Just paying attention.
Exactly.
Just look.
Yeah.
Just see the
Just look at me.
And I love the like no gender roles with certain stuff because it's like it shouldn't be like, oh well, you're the woman, you need to always be cooking. It may be I may not know how to cook or I may not like cooking, and you might. I follow a couple. I used to always just reference TikTok, but I like TikTok. But there's a couple I follow. They're a young couple, and like before they got married, they like the wife like she does not cook. She doesn't like cooking, but they kind of made a deal. The husband is a chef, so he cooks. She washes clothes, she makes sure stuff good, they're concentrated and stuff like that, but like, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter if it's the man or the woman, or man to man, whatever, woman to woman, it doesn't matter. Like, whoever's supposed to take on the role, do the part, it doesn't matter. Shit, to me, it just shouldn't be like, let's just be a team and make each other's life easier.
The goal at the end of the day is to live. Like, to live a full life, you know.
And to live abundantly.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next part of that question very quickly is, would you be able to date someone that made less money than you? So when I say less, let's say you make $100K a year and your partner makes 60.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a serious relationship.
I think the key to it is recognizing like, are they living to their fullest potential or what they want to be.
Yes.
So like if we come from different backgrounds, for example, I have a college degree, my partner does not. So that's gonna change the jobs we can get. And it's not to say, and I believe in, and he's gotten better and better jobs, and now we're making pretty close to the same thing. I'm a boss bitch, and I know that, and that's why I make what I make. You're gonna work to get there, the same way I work to get through college, I work to get to whatever. And again, it's about, if you see that future with your partner and then you see the potential in them and they see it in themselves too, you can't just see it in them, they have to see it in themselves.
That's true.
I feel like,
I was gonna say no, but she just made me change my mind a little bit.
Okay.
You know, like I was gonna say no, I cannot, but I feel like
I think it depends on the circumstance, you know, like it depends
Yeah.
on the person and what you see in them, but for me,
you know, like help each other out, help each other grow, you grow together.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, like it'll work out, but you really have to see each
And I
other
like-
for real.
I like what you said too about like being in their potential. Like, are they working on something that, are they just working a job to get by, or is it like,
they know what
are they? Yeah, because I think that makes a huge difference. Yeah, that makes a huge difference, right? So what about you?
I think that I could. My main thoughts around the topic rather is more like you're not your job, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like, granted, yeah, your money may not be it, but at the end of the day, like, what kind of life are we building together?
Yeah.
Like, you know, what's the experience that we're having? And like, granted, the money can add to it or whatever, but you know, it's not everything.
It's not, because happiness is the most important.
Yeah,
That's all.
because you can have the person with the $200,000.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And they can still make you feel
Like,
way
shit.
lonelier than the
Right.
person who ain't coming home Friday night, but
Find that
in it. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't
I want you to communicate. I agree.
Amen. No, I agree. I definitely could do that. Because maybe I'm just a romantic type of person that I'm always going to be there for the love first of all.
That's what's most important.
And that's going to feed me for everything else. If I gotta, you know what I'm saying, if I gotta pay a little extra, that's fine. We can have a great time. I'm also about the time. I'm also about the memory. Like, what is this memory that we're making together?
Yeah.
Like, money doesn't buy memories. Well, I mean, it can. But money doesn't buy memories. Memories will last.
Buy me a nice vacation.
It could. But like, yeah, I'm definitely there for like who you are as a person.
Absolutely.
I
It's
feel
less
like the
about
people
that.
with these hot takes of like, oh, my man and I are not splitting bills, or you gotta make this if I'm gonna date you, haven't been in a real relationship. Because when you get in one, you realize that is the
Yes.
most minuscule part of it. Like, if you're
Yes.
making a real relationship, it's so much more than that, and it's so much harder than that. And like,
Yeah, but I do think, especially with marriage, a lot of people divorce because of money too.
But I feel
I
like
think now you can have different. You could have now that's different reasons.
I feel like
Because
they
I'm
both
watching Love and Marriage DC, and on there one of the girls is getting divorced from her husband because he I guess when they got married, he flaunted he had all this money and he was rich and whatever. And I'm sure that wasn't like the number one thing that's why they got married. But in their marriage, or during their marriage, like 6 months in, he was like indicted by the police for embezzling money.
See, that's like the whole relationship was
it came out that like he really didn't have all this money and he was just lying. So it's like, that's totally different from that.
That you marry him, like thinking that, like you married into the idea of this lifestyle. It's not like that's a requirement, but you told me that's what the life was. Right. You know, that's
because now if you lied about that,
what else
are you lying about? You would feel it.
Right.
You could be a murderer. Man, he was living in his parents' basement, didn't turn out.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's the whole
That
thing.
is a no.
Yeah.
I would say for me, like as far as money, I think to me, like I said, happiness is the most important thing for me, and I think we have to balance our relationship. What are our intentions in our relationship? Like where do we see ourselves going? Like I feel like I am doing a good job and successful, but I also feel like I'm not where I want to be. Like I feel like there's so much more things that I want to do and I want to achieve. I feel like we're always growing and climbing. So, I mean, as long as to me, you just need to have something going on. Like you need to be doing something. You need to be whatever your choice.
But is that measured by how much money they're making?
I don't think it's measured by money. I think it's measured by the amount of drive. You both have to have the same amount of drive to build the same life. Because it doesn't mean you have to make the same amount of money.
Right, and we've always.
It is
Exactly, and that's my point. Like,
but it's not measured by.
No, it's definitely not. It's like, are we doing what we need to do to get to the next level? Like for me, like I want somebody that wants to like build something together, like an empire together. Like we want to build something together. So it's like, now, I ain't saying like 25K and all that now. We gotta get ourselves together.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Like based on what I'm making now. Cause here's what it is. I'm not making enough to.
That's what I'm saying. I need more money. I'm trying to get myself together.
The salary that I'm making now, I'm trying to super duper break.
Right, I'm trying to double that.
So if I'm dating somebody right now who's making less than me, babe, it's not gonna work for either of us. I can't really do nothing for you. You can't really do nothing for me.
Or yourself.
And so, if it's with what I'm making right now, it's not gonna work, right? And I just know that. So when I get to a point where I'm doing better, like, and so maybe that's not really a question for me to even answer right now because I'm
I feel like
like,
I'm not with exactly.
but
and again, our age too. Like we're all in our 20s still, so it's like you know.
So do you feel like you can ask your partner for something that you don't yourself provide?
I don't think so.
I mean, if he got it, this is what I would say about asking money, right? If you're dealing with somebody that is of a certain stature, they have, like certain men, them buying you a $4,000 bag is not really nothing to them if they have the money. It's like them buying you, like us spending $500 on something. Like it's not really that much to them.
Here's what I'll say to that though, right? If I make 60K, I'm gonna put it out there. I don't make much. I make 60K. Okay, I get it weekly. I earn.
Girl, you don't gotta explain nothing to nobody.
Okay, if I'm dating somebody who can buy me a $4,000 bag, that's more than I'm making money. If I'm dating somebody who can buy me a $4,000 bag, my question is like, not to diminish myself, but what is the trade-off? Like, I think that's kind of always my like question when I'm thinking about things. What are you expecting from me, right? Because I can't do that, and you know that.
But
I can't do
men
it.
don't always care about what the woman can do as far as like buying them gifts,
right?
Especially because you got to think like everybody's. They don't, but the budget, your budget is your budget, right?
And they should.
No, they don't. They don't. So my point, I agree with you, right?
You don't deserve anything.
Right.
And that might just be the skeptic in me.
Right,
Like,
no, I agree, but you gotta think everybody's tax bracket is different, right? So when people say Drake buys girls Chanel bags, right? A Chanel bag to Drake is literally nothing.
$1.
So, but my thing is this:
a drop in the bucket.
if I was dating a man that was rich that had money, to be completely honest with you, baby, I need you to pay off your student loans. I don't give a damn about a bag.
How am I dating a man who's
who's rich like that.
I think that's my like.
So I guess like if he is rich like that and he's not paying off your student loans or buying you the bags, then do you feel slighted?
Of course.
No, see, but okay.
See, I feel like that's where it's getting too
okay, not no to the question, but to the
I'm just saying I would prefer
but
that.
the original question, the key word, at least that I heard, in the original question for what she asked, the key word that I heard is, do I feel comfortable with asking for that bag? No, my mama told me, baby, don't do nothing that you can't do yourself.
I'm not asking for nothing.
And if I can't do it, I'm not gonna ask you for it.
Yeah, it's like
if you want to do it, I'm not gonna stop you.
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna ask for it.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna ask for it.
If I can't do it myself.
But honestly, in a lot of situations, if they have to do whatever, and a man sees like, oh, okay, you want to start blah 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 blah, they're gonna be like, okay, well, I want to invest in whatever you have going on. Like, not necessarily asking for it because I'm not asking man. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not. Like, if you just want to get it,
I'm upset if it's not happening. But guess what, babe?
But I'm not gonna ask. But I'm not gonna ask.
But if somehow you go online and pay that rent and it says it's paid, I ain't gonna say nothing.
But I'm not asking for it.
I'm not asking.
Thank you.
But if you paid it, thank you so much.
But I'm not asking.
I get you what you want. Tell me. I saw that. Tell her I get you a little something. You know what I'm saying? I get you a little.
What you want? You want to be?
October, November, December.
I think that's just
IPA.
Not an IPA.
Yeah, it's IPA.
From the store.
You got some gas station.
October, November, December.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's really that. So, speaking of relationships, let's go into friendships. So, one of the most infamous scenes on The Real Housewives of Atlanta is when Cynthia Bailey and Nene Leakes discussed and signed a friendship contract.
So I know you're gonna think I'm like a lunatic.
What do you have?
But I have like a friend contract.
Oh.
It says conditions.
A friend contract? So say what now? You look good, Kim. Cynthia and Nene, they haven't come back yet?
What the hell are they doing?
They better not be down there eating a pizza.
The whole thing is this is like a 1-year contract. You can't break it.
1 year.
Unless you send a notarized letter explaining why you want to void the contract, and then
Oh my
it has to be
God.
signed by like the president.
When Peter and Nene got into it, it really upset.
Do you, any of you, have a spoken friendship contract or just things that you expect your friends to do or would like your friends to do? If so, what are some of them?
So my short answer is no.
Yeah, no contract.
But I kind of want to step back to like what would prompt that kind of like agreement. You know?
So historically, Nene or Cynthia has always shared that Nene was a bad friend. Meaning she was talking about her in different ways. She wouldn't come to events that Cynthia was having. I mean like big events like baby showers, family events, graduations, all that jazz. And so in the contract, Cynthia outlined that like she would like you to come to these things, and if you did not come, there wasn't any like repercussions. But she would like you to come, and even if y'all were fighting, you should still be able to come because at the end of the day, we're still friends, and yada yada yada. So that was the basis of it.
I feel like that's only necessary if you don't have good friends.
Yeah.
Like I have a contract with myself when I'll cut the friendship off.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't need to deal with you.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely. I'm in the same vein. So, and we've talked about this before. I usually talk to the person or will give them like just a heads up or some type of, I don't want to say warning, but like we'll talk about whatever I'm feeling. And if it continues and it goes on long enough, then that's where my own contract with myself will be like, okay, well, I've given you these warnings. Now it's time to snip, snip.
I'm actually the opposite. I will not do that. I feel like a lot of things with friends should be kind of self-explanatory.
so like you wouldn't explain that you feel like
No,
hurt.
I actually don't like to explain myself that much. And when it comes to things like this, I'm actually going through something similar right now. And I feel like it's, like I said, self-explanatory. Like, you know, I feed into you, you feed into me. Like, we support each other, we have fun together, we have a level of respect for each other. And then if that's not a thing, I might not talk about it. I'll be like, you know, maybe I'm doing too much. I'll let it go. And then after a while, I'll be like, you know what, I kind of just don't want to deal with this person anymore. And I'm good.
You're truly right because I've also learned recently that, not recently, but the only thing you can change is yourself.
Yes.
And so maybe it's just me. I can take myself out of this situation and let you do you, and you can figure it out on your own.
I feel like that. Like I feel like after the fact, maybe you'll think about it, replay some conversations. I'm always open to have a conversation about it. But in terms of me telling you how I feel you should treat me and vice versa, I feel like that conversation will eventually turn into an argument, and that's something that I don't want to do.
Right. Yeah. I totally agree with you because I feel like, I mean, to some extent, depending on the relationship between me and a person, like if it's a close friend, and you know, because honestly, I'm coming to the thing now where like you really don't know what people are going through. Sometimes, like, especially if it's like you're used to your friend doing a certain thing, and then all of a sudden it's like their energy is different or something is off. Like they could be going through something or whatever. But like to me, there's really like it's a fine line to how many times I'm gonna be like bringing something up to somebody because I just feel like we're all grown. So our next question is: in 2014, the infamous elevator altercation between Jay-Z and Solange had the internet in a frenzy. Allegedly, the fight happened because Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce with said Becky. The question is, should there be a balance between what you share with your family and your friends about your relationship? Let's start with Ms. Ayana.
Yes, I absolutely hate when I feel like I'm in a relationship with my man and he tells his friends everything. I hate that. Like, I feel like you can tell your friend something. Like, it's always nice to, have a conversation about, what you have going on with your friend. But I feel like it's just some things that don't need to be said to other people about me and you. So no, I think it's a fine line, but I think some things should be sacred to you and your partner.
Yeah. You think him cheating, she shouldn't have told Solange?
No, that's her sister, so it's different. Like I found out my man was cheating. Sometimes it's certain things like this that you cannot keep to yourself. It's kind of really hard to like not talk about it and just like keep it like internal. So being that
you shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
And she has a sister who she's close with, so I think that's completely normal.
But I think building on that about telling a sister or someone like that, like you want to vent, obviously. But do you feel like, as far as like the idea of like, okay, your man did this, your girl did this, and then you get back with them? That's where I think the issue lies in for me as well, because let's say your best friend telling you that her man just dogging her and all this stuff, but then now they cool 5 days later and she wants you to act normal. Like, no, like I don't fuck with him. Like, no, I don't like him. So it's like
She is cool with him again. Probably not.
I think it depends on what's going on. I mean, if he's being shady and cheating on you, you get back, your relationship's gonna be trash. It doesn't matter what you tell other people, your relationship's not gonna be good. But if you're in an okay one, you're in a healthy one, and you want to speak outside your relationship about what's going on, it's about respect. Like, if I go to my friends as a sounding board just about the relationship and I want to make sure, am I being crazy? Like, is this wrong? It's about never going and talk, like, I'm not going to talk shit about my man. I'll talk to you about the situation, but I'm never going to go talk shit because that's disrespectful.
But do you preface it with like, girl, I'm gonna my man, but I ain't leaving him, so girl, pick another option.
No, I don't think you have to do that. I think it's important to see the difference of opinion sometimes.
Yeah.
That's probably why she told her sister.
Yeah.
And then I don't think it's her sister's place to be upset about how she moves going forward with the relationship.
It depends though, I think.
I think as the friend,
Yeah.
right, as the person that's being told all the shit things about their partner, I would have the right to decide. Like, I feel like if I have a friend who's constantly telling me shit things about their partner, but they continue to get back with them, one, like, I know I can't make the decision for them. So they can hear me speak my mind, and I'll leave it there. And then if they come back and tell me anything else, I have nothing to say. Because at that point, like, you're gonna make your own decisions. You're coming to me to vent. Like, there's different reasons for people to come to you and tell you things.
Yeah. You want advice, or you just want to get it out?
You want advice, or do you just want to get it out? If you want to get it out, cool. I'm not gonna say shit because I have a lot of emotions and feelings. Yeah. But I'm not gonna tell you because it's not gonna do anything for you, and it's gonna waste my time and breath.
Right.
Versus if you're just coming to me to vent, like, or if you're coming to me for advice, like, understand that if my advice goes unheard or on deaf ears, like, I have nothing that I can do.
And as a friend, it's like it's taking something out of you to not continually, but to continually offer that advice.
It is.
So
It is.
over again. So
On the very low, it's taking something out of you to continue caring about that shit. Especially like I've had friends who have been in abusive relationships who have continued to tell me about their situations, and like as much as I want to say things and do things about that, it's a decision that they have to make for themselves.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, it's like, okay, either I set a boundary where I can't hear about this from my friend, that's an option, or I hear about this from my friend, but I have nothing to say because nothing's gonna come from that, or I distance myself from my friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can set the boundaries. Say, you know, listen, I care about you and your relationship. It makes me uncomfortable to hear this. It doesn't feel like you're heeding my advice. So I think going forward, maybe we don't talk about that anymore. Maybe it's just that's what our friendship is.
With the boundary, you have to set boundaries because sometimes it really could get draining, and like, you know, and you can't expect, if you tell somebody so many negative things all the time about a person that you're dating, you can't expect me to pretend to act fake and be like, oh hey bro, or whatever. Like, no, like, you can't expect for somebody to do that. Now again, it is your decision on what you do, but that is draining to constantly hear about somebody you care about being hurt.
But if they tell you only negative things and keep getting back with them, you know they're not telling you the full truth though. That's my biggest thing. Because if it's so negative, why are you getting back? And it's not that to say they're not as negative, but you're not telling your side or like what you're doing to the situation.
And what really happened, the full story. Yeah, I think it's tough. It really just depends on, you know, I don't know. It's definitely tough. But I would say just overall, I think in those situations, you just really have to like, if you know you're gonna take this person back, not saying you can't vent to your friends and stuff, but
you gotta be careful.
I don't think you need to tell everybody every little thing, even your friends, like, you know, because it's just like you go through this relationship, go through your stuff with your person, especially if you know you're not really gonna leave them. It's just like, girl,
it's respect.
Just respect. Yeah, like people that care about you care about you.
Yeah. And it takes you time to figure that out.
It does.
Because I never tell people to leave their person. Like, honestly,
oh, no.
I don't. Like, unless it's like they're abusing them or something like that. But I just just don't like to do that because it's like I
feel like the advice has to be, you know your limit, leave when you can't take it anymore.
Because you know that,
you should leave.
Right. Yeah, think about it. Like, when you're dealing with somebody or anything in life, when we're not ready, we're not ready. It don't matter what your mom say, your dad say, your best friend, your cousin, nobody. When you're really not done, you're not done until you're done. Exactly. Exactly. Like, right. I hear you, but I'm not ready.
I hear you,
No, seriously, if you're not ready, you're not ready.
Right. Sorry.
What did you just say?
She's like fucking free.
I don't know.
Big time.
I just can't. I don't know, and I guess it's different things that may contribute to like those situations in which like, it's constant bullshit, you know. But I just can never like, and I guess I'm saying it as a single person, but like, what that? Ain't no way like I'm about to be in no situation in which like I'm in constant like grief or like a consistent grief. Not be every day, but like what, once a month I'm feeling like shit. Fuck that shit.
I like this interview.
It don't gotta be like that at all. It's
this interview that Tracy Ellis Ross did recently with Kevin Hart, and she was saying like, I have no like interest in just being in a relationship just to be in one. Like, if you're not making my life somewhat better and I'm not making yours somewhat better, then like I pretty much love my life. Like when you're content with yourself, it's like what other people bring is just an extra add-on. But when you're content, that's why I think it's so important to have those moments where you can be alone, because sometimes some people like they just can't.
Yeah.
For many different reasons, like it's like after next relationship, and you have to be okay with being by yourself, because especially mentally, if you're not there all the way, it's like
you're looking for happiness in that person.
And if you like, if you're sad and depressed, you can't. That's not your partner's responsibility if you're depressed.
Yeah.
Like you need to work on why you're depressed, because that you can't expect someone else to just make you happy when you're miserable yourself. Like you have to make yourself happy internally before you can expect the next person to do that. I just think it's not fair.
Yeah. So how will they know how to make you happy?
Yeah. Because it's not fair to them. Like you need to be happy within yourself. Like before you just continue to think someone else can do it for you.
Yeah. But it is so easy to be in a relationship just to be in a relationship.
It is. That's a word.
That's a word.
That is a word.
Honestly.
Yeah. It is.
You get comfortable and you.
Yeah. It's like whatever.
To the point of like telling people about things that are going on in your relationship, I saw a tweet a little while ago that really convicted a bitch. It was like, it said something about like the girl who was in the relationship didn't tell the people around her what was going on in the relationship, and then when she ended it, everybody was questioning her. Like, not that you should share with all of your friends what's going on in your relationship, not even that you should share everything that's going on in your relationship, but like, I think that you should have at least one maybe confidant that you're telling things to that can, one, like, kind of get you making sure that your mind is in the right place. Like, because you can very heavily overthink yourself in a relationship for the sake of the relationship versus like for the sake of yourself. And so I think that having someone that is like there to kind of talk you down, like, or talk to you like, yeah, what you're saying does make sense. Like, don't let this person gaslight you, or don't let, you know, I feel like having that person can sometimes be important in context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be sure you give your side too.
Yes.
Like,
You
I know,
have to be honest.
like, maybe I did this, but like, am
Right.
I tripping because this happened?
Exactly.
You know?
You have to be honest.
Yeah, because I'm definitely like a person that's like, am I feeling nope, you're done, bye, blah, blah, blah. So definitely having that person be like, all right now, girl.
Right.
Think about it before you just make decisions.
about
Like,
it.
off the blink because you're just like, you know.
Like, maybe you're being irrational, girl.
Exactly.
Or that versus
Yeah.
like, you're totally rational. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you need people like that sometimes, I think.
Truth. I have that internal conflict all the time.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm in my head all the time.
Yeah.
And so having those people to be like, wait a minute, no, you made sense here, or no, you were kind of irrational there, is important.
It's important.
It's very important.
To be honest, it's important to have those people in your life.
Yeah.
For sure.
And if you always speak respectfully about your partner to them, they're gonna speak respectfully in return.
About your
I
partner.
found, like, they're gonna speak in the same terms you do and try and understand them the same way that you are trying.
But yeah, no, I just think like, you know, overall, like, if you see someone you care about not being themselves anymore, like, to me, that's like the biggest sign to call out of like, you know, what's going on, you know, why are you not, because I never want to be like.
That's the hardest time to do it too.
Yeah.
When they are so changed and
They're
so
so changed, it's
into.
like,
Yeah.
damn, this person got you on mute. Like,
Right.
you're not saying nothing. Now, it's nothing wrong with compromise and like, okay, maybe I'm a little too aggressive in certain parts, but it's like, they're not being
You are a
themselves.
whole
And
nother
when you date someone, like, you're gonna pick up certain aspects of like their personality. You
Yeah.
might like just to become that like unit of a couple. But if you become like, yeah.
whole other person.
The
You
only
can't get
time,
lost in a man.
right.
Yeah.
The only time I want to be like really weak in the knees is like if they're so like they treat me so like soft and like.
I don't want to ever be weak in the knees.
I want to be weak in the
No, that well, that's
I don't
a
think
term,
that's a bad
but I don't think it's bad. I'm saying, listen, okay, if you're dating somebody that
I'm
is
gonna
like,
look at you a little sideways.
if you're, I mean, like for me, like it's hard for me to be that way, like to be completely soft with someone because you feel like you have to have like this exterior of like, you know, I don't know, like it's hard, right? But the end goal for me would be to be with a person that makes me feel like I want to be soft.
Yeah.
Like they support me so much, like they nurture me, like they treat me like, you know, like I feel comfortable enough to let them like lead me. And like I've never had that, so like that's an end goal I would want. And it's scary to think about, like, oh no.
I think it's so interesting.
But I would want that, like eventually I mean that to me, for me.
I feel like people think that happens automatically in a relationship,
Oh,
and
it
it
doesn't.
doesn't. Like, it takes time, and you have to build that trust and comfort to feel comfortable. But then not even just that. Me and my man have been together for 4 years, and it took probably 2 years in, and then I was like, I still, like, I love you so much, I care, like, we're living together, but I still feel like I have these walls because I just don't know what to do. And it took me going to therapy and doing the work on myself to be like, there's nothing wrong with being my truest self with you and completely vulnerable and honest if I feel like it's being reciprocated and, you know, it's met in this realm that I set the criteria for, whatever. There's nothing wrong with being that and you're with a partner, but if you just expect to be that way automatically, you're not doing the work for yourself, they're not putting in the work, it's never going to be that.
Yeah, it definitely takes time, especially if you've been a certain way for so long. You've seen your mom, your aunts, your grandmother, like you see them all be strong black women, and not you personally, but really just strong black women. It's like you feel like you can't let the guard down. But even with men, I think we have to create that space for them as well, for them to feel like they can be vulnerable with us, because a lot of times guys will have up that wall like they don't cry or like whatever, like, you know, like giving them that space to feel like you can be vulnerable and you can be safe with me. Like you can tell me if you're struggling with something or whatever it is. Like we create that for each other, so that like that's ultimately what I would want. And it's scary to think about because I'm not used to being that way. But for me, where I can see myself being the most happiest is where I can completely let my walls all the way down and like really be vulnerable with somebody and be like not care, like I love you out loud 100%. Like it's not a guard, it's not me holding back because I don't like, no, I'm just really good.
I think part of that also comes with knowing that like the relationship's not going anywhere. You're not like worried that it's about to end. Because like once that fear leaves, I think you feel more open to do that.
That and being like friends, like as
Yeah.
opposed to like being in a relationship.
Yes.
I don't know how people are only in a relationship. Like I cannot be in a relationship with a man or like.
And not have
We gotta be homies.
Like, we have to like each other, like not just I like you as a person. Yeah, like literally just like you. Yeah, like
enjoy being around you.
exactly. Like it's deeper than just a relationship. Like you have to be friends.
But once the cupcake stage, like, and
Then what you gonna
what you gonna do?
Exactly.
I think
But sometimes you do not like them.
Yeah.
And that's scary because it's like, yo, I really don't like you. Like if we wasn't together, like I would not like, yeah, I wouldn't. Exactly, like we're not gonna be friends. So now we're gonna do this or that, and it's gonna be kind of like rapid fire, and then you guys we just go around a circle and just say, what do you choose? Okay, or you could just actually let's just say it out loud. So Moesha or the Parkers?
Moesha.
What?
I like both. I don't think I can choose actually.
Like Moesha.
Moesha.
But I do like Moesha.
Moesha came
was
first.
what I.
Moesha came mine first.
But I feel like you
But Moesha
laugh
came
more
first,
with
though.
the Parkers.
The Parkers is a spin-off of
So it's
Moesha.
kind of like not
Yes.
the same.
Yeah.
Like
I enjoyed Moesha, like the story and the environment.
I think Moesha's more relatable.
I
Yeah.
just was,
But the
Parkers was hilarious.
Very funny.
Hi.
Loki the Parkers, I know she did.
Okay, that's so Raven or sister.
Oh.
Sister's sister.
That's so Raven.
That's a Raven for me. I love sister though.
I do.
That's because of the triplet. So I'm like,
What?
oh, I didn't tell you.
How did you let that out?
What?
Let that go.
I'm
What?
an identical triplet.
Whoa.
No,
Girls?
Did you know that?
No.
We're identical. The egg split 3 times.
so
Let me see.
Right, show
Oh, yeah, we
everybody. And I
Did y'all switch places though?
Me and my one sister did once in like the 5th grade. Just because people ask all the time, there's really no reason to switch places. Like, it's a dumb thing to do. But we were like, thought it'd be funny. So we went back to each other's classrooms, and one of my friends had come into the room, and she was like, Elizabeth, what are you doing in here? And she was like, I'm not, or no, she was like, I'm not Elizabeth, I'm Sarah. And our teacher was like, wait a minute. So our teacher came into the room I was in, and she goes, Sarah. And I looked up, and I was like, oh shit.
Okay, Sex in the City or Girlfriends?
Girlfriends. I don't know. I love.
Sex in the
I didn't watch Sex in the City.
Did you watch Reboot?
I watched some.
I
HBO?
loved it.
You
Loved it.
did?
Yeah.
Really?
I loved it. You didn't like it?
It was cool, but it's just weird to see them
I'm
old.
a
Wait, which one?
Sex in the City.
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh.
On HBO Max? I loved it.
Yeah.
It
Is
was
that the one
like
where they
didn't
talked
like
about
how
Samantha
they
being
look
fat?
old.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
tried to
Weird.
get on my damn. Not
Like,
sure.
you put on some weight.
No, Samantha wasn't on that one.
Oh,
She's not on
that was the
at all.
movie, that's the
Yeah.
movie, yeah.
She wasn't on that at all.
Okay, Renaissance or Lemonade?
Renaissance.
That's.
I like Renaissance.
I don't have the visuals yet, so it might be Lemonade.
I like
It's
them.
Renaissance.
Not gonna
Because-
lie, I didn't really listen to Renaissance like that. I don't know if
Security!
You might like go.
Look at this stuff. Take handcuffs.
We also need to
Wrap this up. The production is over.
Cut the whole episode. It's done.
I listened to it from beginning to end.
Okay.
I like while I'm cleaning my house and like whatever.
But you just felt like you didn't take it in.
I didn't take it in
Yeah,
for
I feel you.
real. Like I feel like maybe a few months down the road, I'll be like, you know what, this that
Oh, I
album.
take it in.
I love Beyonce though. I'm a huge Beyonce fan.
She said, don't get twisted, I'm still.
But I don't know.
I would say Renaissance for me just because Renaissance is definitely the older sister. No. Renaissance is the younger sister or the baby,
Yeah.
say, of Lemonade.
I think so.
If you look back at the, I'm standing right now. If you look back at the work, it tells a story. Lemonade, Beyonce, self-titled, was definitely like
The beginning.
it was the beginning. It was the call out. It was the girl. Something is going on. I already don't know. Baby Angela, she's talking about penthouse half naked. I think this meal for you naked. Where the hell you at? Lemonade was very much like, She started the album I Pray You Catch Me. Girl, I know something's happening. I don't know what it is yet, but I know it's happening. The entire story. Lemonade was the redemption. It was I Found Out. It was the redemption, reconciliation. Now Renaissance is I'm feeling my us.
Right.
And I am ready. I'm fully I'm gonna say Renaissance.
Lemonade. Lemonade did something.
Renaissance is like the fun girl album.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fun
Cheetah
girl.
Girls 1 or 2?
One.
I'm saying 1.
Which one did they go to Spain?
2.
Whitney.
Just for that.
Just for Whitney, I have to say 2.
I think I'm 2.
Sorry.
I think I like 2.
2.
Somebody can't remember the first one.
I do like when it was in Spain.
Just for when Raven sat down and said, that is why I say 2.
Whitney being an exec producer.
No, that's pretty iconic. It made the difference. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
It made the difference. Oh my God, yes.
You can hear her throughout all the
It made the
music.
difference.
Yeah, but that scene with the dog at the end and the outfits and the
It actually
you
made
can't
no
get
sense.
over it.
Very cute.
You can't.
Understand.
It was
I have a
sweet,
comment.
But Whitney.
Which one was
It was
That's the first.
That's the first.
2 was.
They brought that at the party.
That too, they should
favorite
have.
songs because I bet they're all from one.
Y'all remember they played that at
Our party's just begun. What?
Strut is my song too.
Yeah.
Listen now.
Yes. Okay, but the real question.
On the breakdowns.
The real question.
Number 2.
Oh yes.
High School Musical
Woo.
or Camp Rock?
High School Musical.
I really don't care for Camp Rock that much.
Camp Rock was.
Here's the
Camp Rock is not that
real question.
What you gonna say? I'm scared.
High School Musical 1, 2, or 3?
I think 3. That was the one where they was in the nice, like, they was.
Yeah.
They
The budget was stepped up.
summer, right?
No, that's 2.
Oh, that was okay. That was number
3 is the senior
They're trying to
year.
decide to go to
Right.
spring
Right.
senior
Right.
year
I
when
really
they
wasn't
had
working
their
with. I really wasn't working with number 2.
Right, they started off.
I really was
it was
working
like
with number 2.
New Year's.
You was wrong with number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
No, New Year's is number 1.
number one where they needed the party.
Yeah, that's the
Number
good
2
thing.
is summer.
And number 3 is senior year.
Oh, maybe 3 for me.
I'm gonna say 3 because I saw that 3 times in the movie theaters. Oh, I was a High School Musical fiend.
I think we had parties, right?
Yeah.
We were like, cut that
I know
shit
Oh,
off.
I did.
7 o'clock, we
You
were
were
cut
there.
that shit off.
I don't remember that.
I know we had one for High School Musical 2 when you were there.
I think you must have me mistaken. And now I feel disrespected.
I'm crying. Okay.
You know, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, 90s or 2000s fashion?
Fashion.
90s.
Fashion.
90s.
Early 2000s fashion was terrible.
That's that big
Yeah.
one.
They don't really have a fashion.
They did. Between 2000, like, I feel like things started changing like 2008. We was lost for 8 years.
Cause y'all sent off is that Ashley Tisdale was wearing
The skirt over the
Raven.
jeans.
We was lost.
It was lost.
The belt as a
But
skirt.
I would say though,
That
the
is
recreation of what they're doing now, what they're calling the 2000s fashion.
Is it like
the
what it was?
Well,
Y2K.
wait, hold on. Well, let's
That's not what
wait.
it was.
So it is the Disney Channel fashion, but then there's also the Paris Hilton fashion. Now that's different.
You're talking about
But that's
the
still. But that's
My
still.
fashion between 2000 and 2008.
Yeah. Paris Hilton,
Right.
Kardashian in the 2000s.
Yeah, like Kim K, Nicole Richie, Kimora, Lisa,
Kimora.
It was people.
But I think the 90s still has it for me.
The 90s still has
The
it.
90s in a general sense, the 90s you don't have to look at class to see fashion.
Yeah.
I think.
And you can be sexy with oversized.
Yeah.
Oversized clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know everybody doesn't watch Housewives, but if you do, Chateau Charay versus Moore Manor.
Neither.
Nene Lee.
Yeah.
Not
Nene's house.
I would not want to live in either.
Nene Lee.
Chateau Charay.
Still not done.
No, it's finished now. And I mean, it's a beautiful home, but it's just, I don't know. And then something about Kenya's driveway just pisses me
Yeah,
off.
because it's like.
Kenya House is
I'm sorry, yeah, this is Housewives.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
That's the name of their
they
house.
named their
That
home.
they named.
Not women.
They were building. Right.
So, okay.
Chateau something.
I feel like I would like more Manor if it was like, you know.
Remember when her dad came and he was just like,
What is this?
what is this? He was like, I don't know about this. Yeah, he was just like, no.
It's just, her house is
It's like in the
super modern.
woods.
Like
and
in
it's
the woods
like,
and the
I don't
driveway is
know.
like real steep.
Yeah,
and
I
curvy.
would-
Yeah, it's just a lot.
That would be
Okay, this is gonna be a tricky one now. Well, not tricky this time, but Nicki Minaj or Lil' Kim?
Nicki Minaj.
fair because they're two different eras.
I get it. Let me think. I guess it's my turn. Maybe it's time to put this on your side.
Lately, Nicki Minaj is making real
Maybe it's bad. Oh, now we talked about that last week.
Wait, hold on.
She's down real bad.
Now, I know we did these questions, but I think it's kind of unfair to compare because Lil' Kim is like almost 2 decades before Nicki Minaj.
And Lil' Kim definitely paved the way.
She paved the way, so I think it's not really fair to come to. Let's change it. But people put them against each other.
Because Lil' Kim paved the way, but Nicki Minaj has
paved
also
the way
paved
now
the way
for everyone.
For other girls.
So they're both
but I'm saying to put them to each other.
I don't think
that is unfair.
Lil' Kim paved the way for female rap artists.
Female rap.
That talk about
and then that talks about things like that. And I think Nicki
made the persona of female rap.
like it allowed Nicki to have a platform to rap and like make music, but then I feel like she got off of that road and she's made her own road and she became her own person and she like branched off from that.
Like I feel like Lil' Kim influenced Nicki into the rap, but I feel like when I say like Nicki's persona, like her way she sells female rap, the things she talks about, like I feel like it's so prevalent in all female rappers now that Nicki had an impact. Lil' Kim had an impact, but Nicki had a big impact, and I think the way a lot of female rappers present themselves.
I get where you're going though, but they do the same thing with Beyonce, and I'm a Beyonce fan. They do the same thing with Beyonce when they talk about Beyonce or Michael Jackson.
Ooh, you can't even.
That's not just, I want to go there. I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, they compare them as being a performer, like in all of
in all aspects. But I think if we have Beyonce sitting right here, she would say Michael Jackson.
Exactly.
Michael Jackson is the king.
What will Lil' Kim? Would Nicki Minaj say Lil' Kim?
No, because they had their little beef.
But then they're also
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj changed her sound. She became her own person. She went through her weird phase. She came back.
She's back.
And she did go, you know,
right. But I think the important part is that Lil' Kim, before Lil' Kim, there wasn't really a rapper that was talking about. First of all, wasn't as when she first came out, she was super hard, like hardcore. Like other rappers were talking more serious and like more lyrical, like a Queen Latifah or a MC Lyte or something like that. But Lil' Kim, there wasn't any woman that was like owning her sexuality.
What
like
was all
that.
Pepper talking about? When did they come out? Because they definitely was talking about.
They were like more.
I'll take your man. I have the record. I'll take your man. A lot of their songs talked about a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, but it's not in the same.
Maybe it wasn't as raw.
It's not the same. It doesn't have the same influence as that. And then even down to
maybe it wasn't as raw, but they were still talking about the same stuff.
Yeah, but even down to Lil' Kim
was talking about that too, but they didn't say it.
Right, Lil' Kim made it. But even when people
saying it.
Even when people talk about R&B, like, well, R&B, but R&B talk about some nasty ass shit. Even our music, like, y'all music is nasty, but no. If you listen to that shit from back in the day, they was just singing it, so it sounded a little better. But y'all still was saying some crazy stuff. Lil' Kim was the first one to take it like mainstream, like.
I'm a rap about.
I mean, she had the likes of Donatella Versace, like all these huge people, like in the fashion world, like there was no woman out here with walking on VMAs with her boobs out with like there was nobody else there to do that during time.
Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking. Maybe it's more fair to say like Foxy or Kim. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because they're in the same era. Sometimes it's hard, but
I think it's just better to compare eras.
eras.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, next, SNL or Black Lady Sketch Show.
I don't watch either.
I've only watched Black Lady Sketch Show.
Is it good? Yeah. That's Issa Rae's like original or no?
No, that was Robin Thede, Quinta Brunson.
Quinta?
Yeah.
It's really
but she don't think she's in there
anymore.
anymore.
But they're like they're also writers for.
I do like SNL though. I've recently watched the full SNL episode from beginning to end, and I was not mad at it.
It depends on the episode. I feel like some of them are not funny, and
yeah, it depends on
when they're not funny, it's really not funny. And like if they get the right voice, it's hilarious.
You know.
Yeah. I would say it definitely depends on what celebrity is hosting.
Yes.
Okay. Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian?
Paris
Hilton. I hate Kim Kardashian.
There would be no Kim K.
Kim without Paris.
There would be no Kim K without Paris.
And Paris did it without social media.
Yeah, Paris has more of a brand that Kim had to share. Like I feel like Kim had to do
She did it without social media the way that we have it now.
Yeah.
So did Kim.
But
Kim did reality TV, but so did
Kim was on okay for her sex tape to be out.
Child,
but also, Paris Hilton was famous for being famous. All right, so now we are gonna get into Raise a Glass. Every week we do this and we shed some light, give some flowers to someone that we feel like deserves a drink, that that we admire, someone maybe had helped us, and we will start with you.
Okay, I think today I'm going to raise a glass to Pastor Darius Daniels of Change Church, as well as Ben. Pastor Daniels had a really good message today about purpose called Pick Up the Phone. Please go watch it if you haven't yet. And it was just really, really good to me, as well as the conversation that I had with Ben, because right now I'm kind of going through a period of transition and finding my purpose, and those two things really helped me today, and I kind of understand my next step a little better.
Hey,
cheers to hearing what you needed to hear. Literally, cheers to hearing what I needed to hear.
Yes.
Feels like a shot.
I think that I want to cheers or shout out actually one of my triplet sisters that we mentioned earlier. She moved to Chicago in June. She's going back to grad school after taking some time off, and we're starting a whole new field working, and she's just doing the damn thing out there. And she's trying to do grad school different from her undergrad. She's like, I really want to work hard and have it be a different experience, and she's putting in the work to make sure it is. I'm very proud of her, and cheers to you, Ayana.
Take a sip, baby.
Vincent, who you want to raise a glass to?
So, mine's a little broad, but I want to raise a glass to every 20-something that's like out here trying to do revolutionary shit. Like, the world's already a hard place, or like it's hard to like be a 20-something. So really just shout out and kudos to everyone who's out here really trying to do something, make something of themselves, and do it on their own, or with a team, whatever.
We doing this shit.
Cheers. Miss Yan.
I think I'm gonna raise a glass to all of you all. I feel like this episode was like very eye-opening. I think we had a good conversation and good laughs. I really enjoyed it. I'm so thankful for the opportunity.
Yes.
I'm gonna raise my glass to everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us.
At this point, we're just like trying to finish the drink.
I'm starting for cheers.
So I want to raise a glass to myself and Benji. Because
I'm still in my thing.
Give yourself your flowers.
I want to raise a glass to us because I came to Benji with this crazy idea a couple months ago, and I had a lot going on, a lot happening, but I knew he would be the perfect person because we just connect, we just here, and like
We see each other.
I see you. We good. Okay. We good. I see you. We see each other. We see each other. We good.
And he's just such a light to me, and I just love being around him. He makes me smile. We just have so much fun together, and he introduced me to all of you amazing people. And then you guys will come on, but I just want to raise a glass to both of us because we work hard every freaking day, and we still make time to do this, and we want to create more conversations and just have more of these conversations with us, so thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. I definitely don't want to you took mine. I was going to say the same thing. This has been like a crazy journey for me. When she came to me and said this, I was also going through just like a super weird battle of trying to figure out what was next. I finished grad school last year. That was a great time, great celebration. But I feel like once you finish something that's such a big of a goal, at least for me, I'm always like, okay, well, what's next? What am I going to put my energy into next? And so when this opportunity came and we chatted about it, and like she said, we literally hit it off from the beginning. I found my purpose through this, but it definitely helped find what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely say thank you, Brigethia, for this. Thank you all for coming out and being a part of this. Thank y'all. I'm raising my glass to the viewers, the listeners. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. And we have so much in store for season 2.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Stay locked in.
Yes, stay locked in.
Thank you guys so much. And we do this every episode at the end.
Yes.
We raise our glass and we say cocktails and culture. So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Cocktails and culture!
Yeah.
Get it from my baby, what's now?